Hi again. So last time I made this, and this kind of has a little different of a center and a different feel. It's more of an abstract. And I did get a couple emails asking for another traditional type of bloom. So we're going to do that. And I'm just taking a half sheet here. And we're gonna use two colors for the center, and then I'm gonna try to throw a little bit of green in there afterward to make some leaves. And I'll use some of these one of these dental tools. I'll rub a little bit in there, but first we're basically just going to make this bloom. So I'm not going to go quite in the middle. I'm going to go up here. I'm just going to put 4 drops of the yellow. And remember, some of you guys are getting new little bottles. Let me know how those work out rather than these needle ones. I'm just trying to figure better ways to keep things efficient and cost effective for all of us. So that's getting a little bit dry. Super hot and muggy here today. We've got a heat advisory. People think that it doesn't get super hot in Wisconsin. It does. It's going to be with the heat index like 100, and it feels like a wet sponge outside. It is awful. So I do have a window cracked open a little bit. I have a fan on the other side that's pulling some of the fumes out, because remember, you want to have a ventilated area. So this is drying. I didn't use the straw to dry it. I just kind of let it do its own thing. So I think this is squirting out because it's dried around the tip, which reminds me, this white ink, I let it sit open. It's cemented shut, so I'm going to need to get a needle to stick in there. So we have kind of a cool effect going on here. So I think I'm going to spin it around, and I'm going to start some of my petals this way. It's not quite dry, and that's totally fine. Let that guy go all the way down. I'm going to go off to the side a little bit. Wait a couple seconds. I'll just blow it right off the paper. I'm going to go to the other side because I want to work and try to get just some yellow up here. All right, that's going to look kind of cool. So I'm just going to try to go in with the yellow. I know some orange will get in there, but not as much as I thought. So that definitely would bring some orange. I'm just going to keep going around. And remember, the longer you wait, the more ink you'll take with you. And sometimes you'll get these dots, and that's okay. We'll go over that. So I'm going to just go in the middle and put a couple drops. I'm just going to kind of go in a circle with the straw real small so it kind of blows it up. There. Can you see that? And it looks pretty weird right now. Kind of makes me think of something dancing off the sun or something. But we'll get there. Don't worry. Just go kind of where your instinct tells you. Keep going out. Not going to worry down here very much yet. Oops. Didn't really want that to happen, but I think I can use that to my advantage. Okay, so I put some here, and I just really quickly blew it out. I didn't want it to travel all the way down, and it was kind of like an unexpected bonus because now I'm getting more of a center going on. And I'm going to let it come out so it looks like almost like little petals coming out from the middle. I hope this is making sense. Using multiple colors isn't always the easiest. A lot of trial and error. But remember, one of the things you can do with errors is add more ink or alcohol. Get that kind of like a finger looking thing there. So if I turn it this way, I'm almost liking how this looks. It almost looks like this should be the bottom. So I'm not going to worry about the top right now. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to put a little more yellow in there. I'll put it up a little farther, like 1, 2 drops, and I'm just going to let it do its thing. And it's so cool to watch. You can see it. Just let that sit for a second. Think about it. So I find looking through your camera or even squinting your eyes or different light or different angles, sometimes you find that you like something better than you thought. And this really plays in with the abstract class when you're trying to find little faces and things like that. I did, if I can find it, I'll probably set something on it and screw it up. But the other night, I was working on this, just kind of weird and fun. This is using a different technique and some bleach and a whole lot of focus. And I'm still working on it, but when you get into those kind of things, that's when you really start, you look for different ways to find things. And like I said, through, squint your eyes, different lighting. I really find that looking through my phone or my camera on my phone, I can really find some cool things. So, all right. So I still kind of like it this way. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash some of this off. And I'm going to grab a clean paper towel. And this is kind of a way you can get rid of some of the ink. There's a paper called Yupo paper. And there's another paper. There's a ceramic tile paper. There's Nara paper. And I haven't tried some of those, but I would like to. Another thing that people use is ceramic tiles, just like you would use for your kitchen or your bathroom. And I've seen some incredible work, just really beautiful. And the tiles are nice actually for practicing. So if you have access to white tiles or even really light colored tiles, as long as they're not, they're glazed over, so they're non-porous, you can pretty much play with this as much as you want and just keep wiping it off with alcohol. So, but anyway, I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this color here. So just taking a little alcohol. Actually, that looks pretty cool. Just going to kind of swipe it. It is absorbing a little bit here, and I don't want it to give me like circles. Let's go around a little bit and see what happens here. All right, look at that. So that was fun. Okay, kind of unique. Set it back up here. I have to keep moving this up. I'm sorry. I know you can't really yell at me if you can't see it well. So I think I'm gonna put some alcohol in the middle, just a little bit. I'm gonna put a couple drops and let it sit there for a second, and then I'm just gonna kind of see if I can blow out a few tendrils. I'll put 3 drops. And you can keep doing this too, and this makes a really neat effect. And it didn't really go toward the bottom, so let's do it again. 1, 2, we'll do 2. It looks really sunny. I almost don't want to put any black in the center because I think it looks really bright. So I keep going around because I don't want it to pool and to give me either when I do blow it out, like those fingers or the just big circles. I don't really want that. So that's why I keep going around. And one more time with the yellow. There it is. I'm going to put a little bit more in this time, I think. 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 drops. And I kind of put it offset a little bit. And now that I have my paper towel into here because my house is so cockeyed, now it's going the other way. So better put a couple drops of alcohol in there real quick and start getting it out. That looks really sunny. I like that. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not even going to worry about the green. If I did want to do that, I would take a line of yellow and just kind of go, and just kind of just the tiniest tiny bit, or even put it on one of these tools, just a tiny bit of yellow and just scooch down that way, and then dip it into a tiny bit of blue and a tiny bit of alcohol. Maybe I'll do it at the end just to show you. I just feel like this is pretty cool the way it is. So, all right, I'm going to put a few more drops of alcohol, and we're going to do it one more time because I think if I do it anymore, it's going to overwork it, and it's really pulling these beautiful colors out. So I put 4 drops in this time. I'm going to do it quickly. Probably could have even used a little more. All right. So now I've got kind of an off shape center. So I feel like it's just not full enough. And I don't really want to put any colors down here, so I'm just putting a little alcohol around the sides, and do it quick. Because if it dries, it gives you these circles. Like so. Lots of layers. LOL, lots of layers. Okay, let this, well, it's pretty dry in the middle, so I'm gonna hopefully see if my black, oh, my black ink comes out because I covered it last time. I'm just gonna put one little drip there, and unfortunately it's a big drip, so I'm gonna try to dry it. A way that you can make a smaller drip with these needle bottles, and it's almost like you'll never get it small enough from a bottle, is really just to take a tool and dip it in. If you want to just dab it, you can do that. Because it is bigger than I wanted, but I'm also going to look at it through my phone up here. So I kind of think, I don't feel like I want to blow the ink up through all of it, but I think I'm going to go through maybe where it's a little, I'm trying to figure out my orientation of it too. I don't even really know. I think I like this. So I think I'm just going to bring some out, just like a little corner of the bottom, because I don't want this all shaded. I think it's really pretty with how bright it is here and then the contrast with the dark. So I'm very quickly going to make a drop and work it. And a short burst. Now, if you notice, I'm getting some distortion from the alcohol, and that's okay. I don't mind it. Okay, I like it. Now I am going to let it dry for a minute, and do I make a stem? I don't know. I might cut it like here and frame it that way. So I don't think I'm going to worry about the stem, but I just keep checking back because I will keep uploading videos of different things for you to learn. I am going to take a tiny bit of alcohol, and this tool, this has colors on it. I hope it's pink. I don't know. I hope I don't goof it. I feel like I want to just kind of dab it. I do a lot of finger dabbing too, so that sounds weird. Okay, tapping or whatever you want to call it. All right, this white ink, it's locked in. So I'm going to put some on this picture over here. This is from filling bottles, and I really want to do something with this, and I think I'm going to play with this in the abstract class. But I'm going to dump a tiny bit of white because I can't open it. Or I can't use the needle. All right, so all my tips are yucky, so I'm just going to pull them off. They're just like little tiny foamy things. And I can use the side too. First, I'll use just the point. So I'll take a little bit of that ink. And I think I'm just going to start down here. It's a little different effect than using when they're fresh and new. But it's a good lesson in using random things. Let's try this side. It's a little heavier. Oh yeah. Tap it off. I don't know if you can see that. So what I'm doing is I'm just, here. Just threw some ink on this one, and then I just tap it, and then I'm just kind of like tapping it off a little bit. I'll put that over there. So I'm going to look at it from up here because it really does look different in person. And when you see it through a phone, and a lot of people will be sharing through the phone, I'm telling you, it just really improves the look. And then it gives you an idea of where you might need to add some texture, a little bit of color. It's still a little wet, so. And I think I'm gonna kind of go a little more in the middle. See if I can build that up a little bit. Just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna take this tiny side and go up here because I don't want a whole lot up here. If I turn it this way, it looks like it's going up. And remember, this is the back of photo paper, so it's pretty cheap. So if you want to get into this, go to Costco.com and you get the Kirkland photo paper. You get like 150 sheets. It's under $30. And Costco, even if you don't have a membership, they ship for free. So, and I got it real soon, like within days. Probably some of the fastest shipping on anything that I order. So I look at it this way, it kind of looks like the light is here. And I feel like I need to put a little more light right here. So I'm going to try. I'm pushing it now. If I ruin it, it's my own fault. I'm just going to put some yellow on here. I don't want to drop it on there. I feel like I'm going to ruin it. So, and I don't have a clean dental tool thingy. So can you see the yellow up here where I put it? I put it up on the top. Just going to grab some of, God, I probably is going to mix in with the other colors and give me something horrendous, but I'm just going to go make some dots. Because I just feel like I want some light there. Not sure if that's actually the effect that I want to get, but dab. But I do want something a little extra. Okay. And this is probably still wet, so I'm going to gently try to dry it a little bit. Remember, you can use a hairdryer if you want, but just be super careful and get really used to how easily it is to literally blow everything right off your desk. One more time with the yellow. I'm just going to put a couple of dabs in the middle with the yellow. See if I can. Oh, yeah, it's picking up other colors off the off my grubby turntable, but actually I don't care. It kind of looks cool. Happy accidents. It's like a Bob Ross quote tribute special. So I'm like, what about that? I don't know. I'm gonna just put a little alcohol on the sheet actually, and pick some up with. Pull that guy off. I got a clean tip. I'm just gonna kind of try to pull out a little bit. See if I can make some little bit of like lines. Just pressing it. Okay, back to a little bit of white. I'm not worried about this. I'm going to cut that off. It's going to be like that. Don't try to be all controlling doing this. If you're a perfectionist, this actually is really good to do because you have to relinquish control. You have to. And it's super good exercise in learning to let things go. Especially for someone who really feels like they always need to control their environment. And we can't. We want to. I mean, we're learning that right now with all the things going on, but we can't do it. But out of chaos can come some beautiful things. So let's try to remember that. So I still like how it, it's kind of tough. So now I like it this direction. I don't know. What do you like? Even like that? Well, I'm going to pretend that it's blowing in the wind a little bit. Some of these little dots. Ooh. Yay. Okay, so hopefully that's a little bit more traditional per request of a couple people. But they are the same colors, I believe, is what that other bloom is. And the other bloom took longer, and it's, you know, as you get better, or even, you know, you can, as you get more willing to kind of let go and try new things, you know, just more and more. And remember, the photo paper is cheap. You can use as much as you want. The inks, like, oh, I was going to make some links for you guys, but inks that are inexpensive to start with, honestly, are Pinata, just like Pinata, like you would hit at a party. And I think it's the Exciter pack, and it has Baja Blue and Sunbright Yellow, Senorita Magenta. It's got black. It has a different white than I use, but you can use that white as well. It's just hard to get that in bulk. There's a couple gold in there, or there's a gold and a silver, and there's some green, there's a purple, there's orange. I think there's 9 colors in that pack, and I want to say it's mid 20ish something. But they're good inks to start out with, and they're really vibrant. Some other inks that are really beautiful are Tim Holtz inks, and they are more expensive, and they're kind of more muted. And I can do a quick one with the Tim Holtz inks too, or I can show you some of what I've done with those. Those are a little more muted and kind of have a different, same type of effect, but I almost feel like the Pinata are a little bit heavier, if that's possible. But it's a good starter ink. You can go online, you can look for advice, join some groups. There's alcohol inks groups all over the place. Please go to my Facebook page, which is, you know, facebook.com/CalninArts, CalninArts, and just like the page, and that way you should get notifications. And also, I want to make some posts so you can please post your art too. I'm so excited to see what you guys will come up with. So anyways, I think this is what I came up with, and I like it. And there's a little bit more color in the middle. I'm sorry about the bad lighting. I'm still working on a better video thing, but for the time being, this works. I want to have that off center, and I like it off center. if I wanted to play more with it, I could try putting a little alcohol here and blowing out there. And I suppose I could do that if you want to see. Let's do that. See what's going to happen, just for fun, because I'm not actually sure myself at this point with so glopped up with white. Oops. All right, well, that's where we have the acrylic ink comes in, and that's going to make some weird effects. With that, I didn't even think of that, actually. How's this look from the top? Yeah, kind of like it. So there you go. Here's me thinking I'm going to screw it up, and I think I made it look a little cooler. All right, I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to walk away because, like I said, I am so well known for overworking everything, and then I'm like, oh, this is horrible. Chuck it in the trash. All right. Yes, let's leave it alone. Kind of shot some of those little blossom things up there, but looks kind of neat. And I'll play with turning it and figure out how I like it, but it almost looks now like it's kind of coming out and up. So there you go. Don't forget to sign. I'm not going to sign it right now because I'll probably play with it more at some point, but there you go. It's kind of a fun bloom that's a little more involved, and just keep playing it. And please like my page so I can see what you do. If you don't want to put your name out there or anything, that's okay. You can send me a message on Messenger or email me, and I will just post your work anonymously or use your initials. If for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't want your name on your awesome work, but if you don't, I totally respect your privacy, and I'm happy to share your work without you having to do it if that's what you want. So, all right, thanks for hanging out with me. That's going to bother you, isn't it? We'll see what happens with that. All right, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.